Hey, what do you do, baby? Welcome to Vegeta Syn Army. Thank you guys for liking, watching, and subscribing. So, why am I talking about U7 Frieza? If you guys don't remember, back in the day, the Terminal Power booster, or like side booster, came out with a Frieza leader, right? That was decent. At the time, it didn't see much play because they got outclassed by other stuff, but why am I talking about it today? Well, we were testing, the boys, the Vegeta Syn Army, Team Vegeta Syn Army was testing. We're testing everything, green, blue, yellow, pink. I was at the moment in Trunks Vegeta testing. Majin Vegeta, Trunks Vegeta, whatever. But, you know how yellow gets, right? Like if I get to turn 6, it can get crazy. Like I had Slug on board, so he couldn't draw. I had Poutine on board, so I'm gonna rest his battle cards. I had the Trunks that rests on board. I had like the 3-drop Z battle card, Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku, that like when he plays a battle card I can like fucking like rest it, you know. I'll take another Poutine, and it was a crazy lock. And I was just thinking to myself like, bro, and I looked at the homies and I said out loud, how crazy would it be if I could just play Turning the Tide right now? Because thankfully that card is a blue card and not a yellow card, right? And then I look up again, and I'm looking at the homies, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't. Because obviously, I mean, I think it's been done before. I'm not like, you know, reinventing the wheel, but everyone knows that Android 17 Turning the Tide, the 7-drop blue card, that when you play it, you shuffle your hand into your deck, so does your opponent, but it's a 30k crit. It's a pretty cool win con. Now, the thing about the card is that it is Universe 7, everybody knows that, and if you have Warrior of Universe 7, you can play a red deck or a blue deck or a pink deck, and then just tap whatever you want for this blue card, for example. So I was thinking, I just thought to myself, like, why don't we just put yellow good stuff in this leader and then finish it up with Turning the Tide? Well, one of the reasons that like we haven't really done that is because I mean, it would still need to be kind of a leader isn't just a leader, it comes with a deck. So like Trunks Vegeta is a leader, but it also comes with its battle cards that are pretty good. Now the U7 cards that come with this deck aren't that great, so just making yellow good stuff isn't good enough for it to be consistent. But this said, we got a couple of good U7 cards that give it a decent mid-range, but usually these cards are going to be used in like the starter deck, Gohan leader, the Swohan, whatever leader. But anyway, I'd like to just show you guys what we thought of here. It's really fun. We've been testing it, playing it, and it's pretty good. A lot of the new support really helps this deck, and the whole point again is making a yellow good stuff deck that finishes it off with something like fucking Turning the Tide. And also the finishing piece was some of the support that came out this set for the Universe 7 cards. For those of you that don't know, one of the things that makes this leader really good is that he doesn't need to attack ever to draw. So, I mean, if you're most leaders self-awaken now, so this isn't as good as it used to be. As we're testing it, we're figuring that out, but all he has to do is drop a card that's U7 from hand, and he draw 2. And then when you get to 4 life, you can untap 2 energy and awaken, right? And then on the other side, he still has just the same ability. He places 1 card in the drop area, draw 2, and then you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode, which is cool because it like triggers Poutine kind of automatically. And you can do this, you can time it in a smart way, like if you know that they're going to use a Clone Negator or whatever. And then either side has Warrior of Universe 7. Now, one cool thing, the untap 2 is awesome, because like I can just tap 3 for Slug and not feel bad about it. But let's go into the deck here, because it's actually pretty sweet. One thing that you'll notice off the bat, I'm just going to be honest with you, this is a gimmick. Like the whole point of this deck is to be able to use Turning the Tide in a deck that's inherently yellow, right? That's the point. That's it. I mean, it's no big deck. Like Shocker, I'm playing Mega Frieza, Robotic Riposte. I mean, Shocker, I'm playing Vegito. That's the point. The point is to play yellow good stuff. Yellow good stuff, like Slug for 3. I'm not going to the sideboard that has a couple of more cards in there. But I mean, now, but what am I showing you that you don't already know? I'm not gonna. I mean, it depends how good you are, but you probably do know it. But I'll say it anyway. The new support that came out this set tops it off. Right? You can't just be yellow good stuff, you know. You also have to have like some sort of mid-range removal, some sort of attack, some sort of something. You gotta do something nowadays. And the new cards that just came out are a pretty good answer to that. Frieza, Pride of an Emperor, is a great card. I know it's red, but like you guys already know, we have Warrior of Universe 7, so you can just tap yellow for this, right? When this card is played, you're gonna next something 25k and it draws a card, which is sweet, and it's a 20k double strike. So removal, double strike, and draw, right? I love those three things are like amazing. We're playing 4 of these and 2 of the Vegeta because Vegeta doesn't draw, but Vegeta is a dual attacker and he does actually have like really good removal, right? So again, these cards are just 2-drops, but they're really good. You know, they come out for 2 energy, but they're amazing. I like them a lot. This is a cantrip in Krillin. This is like your turn 1 play, whatever. But this also, you're going to need about 25 cards. If you want to build this deck, you're going to need about 25 cards, maybe more. Depends on how comfortable you are, because you do need to ditch cards from hand to draw for the leader. Just remember that. And again, like what I'm seeing out of this leader that I really like, and like off the bat, I'm just telling you guys, this card is like gonna change the game. In testing, how we've been testing it, you guys know we've been working on Vegito, and you guys are saying, oh, your list changes, your Vegito list changes. It's like, yeah, because we've been testing a lot. And the more we test, the more our deck lists change. And let me tell you, if there's one thing I know about Vegeta, or yellow in general, is that this card is a staple. If you can buy it now, buy it, because this card, I know that some people got their packs early, or they have them now. This card is absolutely insane, and it auto wins a lot of matchups. And this is the type of shit I was talking about, where when I was testing, I was like, dude, if I had this card and I could turning the tide at the, it's like, it's over, you know, it's stupid. This isn't exactly it's a skill drain. It's deflect, it's a barrier. Thankfully it has unique, but it has blocker. I've talked about this card. I stroked this card the other day. I've spoken about this card ad nauseum. So it's a 2-drop counterplay. All you need is 7 or more cards, your energy, Z energy, battle area, drop, and it becomes a 2-drop. It's really easy to meet this requirement. But basically, if your leader is yellow, when your opponent plays a battle card, you may choose that card and negate its skills for the turn. No, like, 4 or less. There's no restriction. It's just like any battle card. If you do, you can switch this card to active mode and negate the skill for the turn. Negate the skill for the turn is important as a phrase because it means that it's not once per turn, even though it is, but you know what I mean. Your opponent can't just bait the first card, you know, like in Poutine. You truly can choose which card you can skill drain, and that's just annoying, right? If they're playing any sort of chain, if they're playing some sort of evolve mechanism in their deck, it's gonna just get fucking destroyed by a good player that's patient with this card. Also, to no one's surprise, I'm sure you guys have already figured it out, but we've been evolving the 9-drop. We've been evolving the 9-drops in Shenron over that card, and let me tell you, it's a problem. Like, honestly, guys, like, this card was, you know, I was thinking too, like, how good is Syn Shenron? Could that deck come back? And we were like, why would it, when we can just play the promo in any deck and just evolve the 9-drop? One thing this deck has is, like, I was counting the amount of 10Ks, like, 1-cost 10K combos, but who cares? Like, this is a 1-drop evolve over the 4-drop, and anytime when your opponent plays a battle card, you may choose that card, ignoring barrier, cool, and negate its skills for the turn. That's fucking that's problematic, dude. And then obviously if it gets removed or KO'd, you draw 2 cards and then play a 1. You don't play the Dragon Balls in this deck, but you do draw 2 cards, bro. If they end up removing this card, it's like, and your hand is already decent in this deck. Like, you do draw a decent amount of cards. Man, let me tell you, this is the combo. Now, we have a couple teammates. I know Nassif was playing it yesterday in the regional, if you guys saw. Great list, but our team has 3 Syn Shenrons, and it's just not enough for everybody. So he wasn't able to play it on the deck. But man, let me tell you, my list is pretty similar to his. Like when I built the deck and I showed it to him, and his was like pretty similar to mine. But let me tell you, man, the Syn Shenron promo is going to change the game, and you guys are going to see that real quick. Obviously, this isn't the only deck that you can use that in, but another thing is you can use Piccolo SCR. You can also use the Transgender SCR, which is one of my favorite SCRs in the game. One thing I'm not playing in this deck is the 7-drop Frieza, that like when you play it, if your opponent like looks at you wrong, you can crit a life or whatever, and that goes. But if you do want to play that, you can play Frieza Double-Edged Sword, which makes that combo pretty easy to do. You basically play it for 4 energy and then evolve. It makes you do it like way early. Well, not early, but I guess easier, right? Instead of getting to 6 energy. So our count is around 25. So a couple things. Time Magic, we're running a lot of Time Magic because Time Magic is a lot better this set. And Sparking 5 is a lot easier to meet. Also, I do want some free negates behind Slug, which I have more Slug on the side. I'll show you guys in a second. Boo's too good not to have at 1. The cloning game. I mean, most of this is pretty freaking like self-explanatory. And then obviously Turning the Tide. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm going to go over the sideboard. Also, Agony of Hell Frieza. I love this card. You can tap 2 and grab your Riposte from the drop area. It's pretty helpful. It's also a U7 card. Again, you want enough U7 cards for the deck to work. But honestly, guys, the bread and butter combo is charge a yellow here and there. Make sure you're aware of your... by the way, Riposte is live like turn 1 in this deck. Like if you charge a fucking Final Flash and then you drop a U7 rep, just Riposte is live at any point. Make sure you combo your 2Z energy to have Vegito live. If you're playing against SS4, remember that you can window 1 Vegito and then window 2 another Vegito against the A drop, and it targets the player, not the card, so they're gonna have to rest. So they'll have like 2 swings on that Vegito. Just a tip. Obviously, Slug on board helps against that. Against blue decks, like obviously that'll be a longer matchup. Just be careful. Let's see, what was I gonna say? What am I missing here? Oh yeah, let's just keep real quick. I mean, the Z card of the Z deck is... this card is so sick, by the way, the Son Goku Evolved Defender. I love that card. Like, there's so many yellow games where I'll have a Slug, a Trunks, a Poutine, and an Evolved Defender, and it's like, it's GG, like, it's a sweet lock. But, the sideboard, you're gonna probably bring in Forbidden Power every game, because everyone's playing Koichikai or shit that fucks with your counterplay cards, you know. This is just the way to go. You're probably gonna take out an amount of Time Magics for this, probably. This is what I'm guessing. Barrier removal, you can either use Striving to be the Best Vegeta, which is good because it's a yellow and it's 0-5k combo, and it untaps 1, but it only removes in rest mode. You know, because you want barrier removal, but this only gets rid of shit in rest mode. If you're going against Gamma or against a blue deck, bring in Jiren, so you're not bottom decking. T-Blow's obvious. And then there's also like Black Smoke, which that can get rid of like any type of barrier that's 7 or less, right? So, I mean, you guys, it depends how broke you are too. I mean, I have Vegeta because I'm broke, but I love Slug, the Slug packet. I'll bring this in against SS4. If you guys have any questions about the deck, if you guys have any ideas, anything that you like, I think it's a pretty fun deck, but I think the ceiling can be high. Like, again, you're playing a freaking yellow good stuff deck, and, you know, going into Turning the Tide is a pretty powerful fucking effect. But again, no, honestly, like, what I'm taking away from this deck the most is the fact that this card is going to change the game. And you guys already know that. You're smart. Like, this... it's just, and if you've tested using this card, or if you've been on the receiving end of this card, let me know how that felt, because damn. And if you haven't, man, don't let it catch you lacking. But start preparing to deal with this card. Start preparing for, like, I mean, it's a blocker, right? Maybe get them to rest it. to use the blocker and then play the Vegeta, or start getting your smoke dragons out. Start whatever the fuck it is that you gotta do. Start getting ready for this card because it's really good. Also, start getting ready for the likely scenario of this 9-drop Syn Shenron being popular, or if people play it. What do you guys think about the deck? Do you guys like it? Do you not like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Let me know what you guys would do differently than I'm doing. What would you guys do that I'm doing? I don't know. Maybe you guys don't like Agony of Hell Frieza. I don't know. Maybe you guys like the transgender SCR. By the way, this is like a Tyrannical Blow. It's a Tyrannical Blow on legs, and it's fucking sick. I love it. Cool art. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.